Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Could you imagine if we saw a $2.9 million Bitcoin? Well, guys, VanEck CEO, he expects Bitcoin to trade at least $350,000 per coin, but he mentions that some models are actually predicting that the coin could go to almost $3 million.
Which do you like better, Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Bitcoin.
What's your
I'm a gold
price?
guy.
Okay.
I'm a gold guy.
Give me your price target for the longer term with Bitcoin, because right now at about 63,000, where do you see it going?
Right. So about a year ago, I started pounding the table because eventually the Fed is going to start easing here. That's great for gold and that's for Bitcoin. What I said is Bitcoin is growing up and will be eventually half the total market cap of gold. So that's about 350,000. So quite a ways to go from here. The super bulls, if central banks adopt it and it's part of the monetary system, then in the millions, but I don't like to talk about that too much.
What, more than 2 million? More than 3?
Yeah, like 2.9, we've got some model, which is, you have to look at the assumptions.
All right, wait for a second here. $2.9 million for a Bitcoin. That is based on models suggesting that the financial system is going to be using Bitcoin. I have a feeling that that is probably not going to happen. Although I do think there is still a lot of room for Bitcoin to grow. Right now, we've got Bitcoin just kind of teetering, just waiting for blast off. Guys, this is Bitcoin on the monthly. And you guys can see over the last several months here, we have seen a textbook case of a retracement phase here, forming what is looking like that bullish pennant pattern. So bullish pennant pattern looking very, very good. You guys can see those long wicks there on the candlesticks. Again, each candlestick represents 1 month of time. And if I just zoom in there, you guys can see the volume bars are up and we're seeing long tails on these candlesticks, at least the last 3 of them here, and a couple of long wicks here on July and June as well. So it's not like we've seen after this big push to the upside. It's not like we've seen another big push to the downside down in there. What we are seeing instead is Bitcoin resisting. Buyers buying up the king crypto, and that is what is forming the bullish pennant pattern. So let me throw this on the daily here, and we can see Bitcoin is still trying to push to the upside there. Right now, Bitcoin is going for about 59,600 per coin. We did see over the last couple of days Bitcoin retracing, but it is still finding support down and around here. Again, guys, this is really, just a waiting game, waiting for Bitcoin to start moving up before altcoins take hold. Neutral sentiment still at 46. We got the market cap at $2.1 trillion. So that really hasn't moved too much. And the market volume, that has been tapering off, 21.7%. Bitcoin dominance still holding 56.1%, and not a lot of movement in the crypto space. As you guys can see, we are seeing a mix of red and green right now for cryptocurrencies. We've got XRP here trading in and around 57.3, so not really too much movement there since yesterday. We have seen it just kind of pop up a little bit along with Bitcoin. Again, guys, this is the most boring part of the market, just waiting before that Bitcoin retracement occurs, waiting for the FOMO to come back to Bitcoin and to the rest of the crypto space to get these prices up and rolling. And as Bitcoin currently sits at 58,900, this is when Santiment published this tweet here, which is apparently just fine for whales and shark holders. Over the past month, though, wallets with between 10 to 10,000 Bitcoin have collectively accumulated 133.3 thousand more coins, while smaller traders continue to impatiently drop their holdings to them. So, guys, this is basically whales accumulating while retail relinquishes because, the psychology suggests, this is it. We're not getting any higher than this. So, I'm just going to sell. Maybe even worse. Maybe these people purchased near all-time high around 71,000 and are selling now at 59,000. I don't know, but this is the statistic that Santiment is showing us here, okay? $10,000 to $10,000 Bitcoin wallets back to holding 66.6% of all Bitcoin. So that is 133.3 thousand. That has been accumulated over the last month. So whales are stacking up on the king crypto. That is obviously a good sign. Let's just bring up the altcoin market here. The total 3 market cap here, you guys can see total 3 rebounding a little bit here on the daily, but that is also waiting for that big bounce. We have seen a significant decline for the altcoin market, and we're just waiting to reverse this trend here. We're seeing the lower lows, the lower highs here for the altcoin market too over the last several months. But guys, it's looking like, it could be a possibility that we have now found resistance in here, or rather, maybe somewhere in there. You can see we bounce back off that wick there. This is a zone We're also seeing the altcoin market just kind of hovering in this level here. So if we can find resistance on this line, it could happen over the next week, 2 weeks, perhaps over the next month. But I think Q4, guys, 2024 is looking very, very positive, not just for Bitcoin, but also for the altcoin market. XRP Crypto Wolf has also noticed this. Ripple has moved hundreds of millions of XRP to an unknown wallet. Blockchain behemoth Ripple Labs, based in San Francisco, has made a staggering transfer, 200 million coins. This was shared by Whale Alert. The XRP transfer caught the eye of the cryptocurrency community, who shared their takes, their speculation on this. Overall, XRP whales have been quite active over the last 24 hours, as Whale Alert noticed 2 other transfers, each carrying about 100 million XRP overall. You guys can see the transfer down here. The community unleashed a wave of comments under the X post, making suggestions as to where this money was sent by the cryptocurrency Decacorn. Some believe that the company is simply dumping these hundreds of millions of XRP onto the market as the coin's price is going down. The coin's price is really just reacting to the rest of the crypto market, guys. Do not be fooled. When you see a wave of cryptocurrencies moving up and then, they're all moving down at the same time. This has nothing to do with these transactions being transferred to and fro. Really, we've got an XRP down 0.8%, and that is in line with the rest of the crypto space, basically. Solana's down 1.06. We've got Dogecoin down 0.19, and some coins are up a bit. Toncoin is up a little bit, 1.47, and Tron is up 0.15. So essentially, these types of moves, it is interesting to speculate on where these coins could be going to. Probably an ODL exchange if I were to guess. But several other commentators, guys, are assuming that Ripple needs to pay the fine to the SEC. Remember, Ripple is on the hook for $125 million. So could they be transferring the $200 million? Because that would be the equivalent of about $118.9 million. Very, very close to that $125 million price tag. I don't know. We will wait and see. I guess we are still waiting for the SEC to see if they are going to appeal. Anyway, wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for pointing that out. Guys, we got another one here from Mac Attack XRP. The US SEC to impose new reporting rules. Will it impact Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF issues? So this is what really got Bitcoin price up and rolling before the halving. And so these rules are supposed to be implemented today. The new reporting rules by the SEC expected to pass today may impact Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs amid concerns over the agency's crypto stance. The SEC is reportedly moving ahead with implementing a nod for the new rules for exchange-traded funds and mutual funds. According to a recent report, the agency is seeking to implement the new rule to enhance transparency in the market and keep investors informed. The investors are seeking to explore the impact of the new rule, which is expected to be approved today, on the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF issuers. What else do we know here? The SEC will require ETF and mutual funds to report their portfolio holdings on a monthly basis instead of the current quarterly requirements. According to a Reuters report, the agency is set to approve the rule changes today in a meeting. Notably, this move would aid investors in making informed decisions with more transparency in the market. So making it a little bit more cumbersome for the issuers. But I'm guessing they are assuming that this is just, going to be better for the end user overall, the end consumer, I guess. The report said that under the new rules, the funds will have to file reports with the regulators within 30 days after the end of each month. However, the data will become public after another 30 days. This shift in regulation is expected to come into effect by November of 2025, with smaller funds having until May 2026 to comply. So how is this going to impact Bitcoin and Ethereum? The new reporting requirements could have a direct impact on these particular ETFs. For context, the issuers are also expected to comply with the same monthly reporting standards as traditional funds. Meanwhile, this could enhance transparency for investors interested in the investment instrument, providing them with up-to-date information on holdings and market movements. Besides, given the recent optimism surrounding these ETFs, increased transparency might be seen as a positive step for the market. So I guess they're just trying to cross their T's, dot their I's, so to speak. The transparency, I guess, because this is a new emerging asset class for many institutional investors. They want it as clean and tidy as possible. Very, very different than what, us degen crypto traders, I guess, are used to. I keep reiterating, this is going to be a very, very different market once the dust does settle, and I'm looking to maximize my profits. And you guys can follow my journey at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, where I'm going to be talking about everything that I'm doing every single time I push that buy button or every single time I push that sell button. You guys are going to know on what day it occurs. I'm going to be making videos within 10 minutes, I guess, of me buying or selling. I have been doing the buying part over the last year and a half or so, but guys, we're getting very, very close to selling now. And so I'm putting the utmost importance on my exit strategy moving forward. So that is patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested. And with these regulations, guys, we're going to see way more adoption, not just in the US, but I think overall, I think it will be a snowball effect, as Bearable Guy has pointed out in the past. The US regulatory clarity, I think, is the linchpin for the rest of the world to jump on board. I know, in some cases we are already seeing XRP utility, but not in the same capacity that we will once everything is all sorted. Mr. Man here bringing this up. By 2025, it is predicted that 40% of Australia-based payments will flow through the APAC region through RippleNet, and RippleNet specifically. Guys, 40% of Australia-based payments. That is because that region of the world is already highly integrated with RippleNet technology. If you take a look, I'm just going to click through here for a second, guys. This was a tweet that Mr. Man did originally post on July the 26th. Airwallex has ties to Amex Canada already. The Bank of Canada stated that there is a reason for a digital dollar already. So, these companies that are based in other parts of the world, they've already formed partnerships with other countries and companies around the world. Float and Airwallex partner on bill pay for Canadian companies. That's one from July of this year. Here's another one from April of 2020. Ripple partner Airwallex raises $160 million for payment solutions. So you guys can see it's been in the works for quite a while now. And if I just move back here, you can also see this is how the architecture for Airwallex is structured. Within this flow is RippleNet, now known as Ripple Payments. So just giving you guys a bit of a flow chart here, unified API interface, and you guys can see how all of this is connected. So we got the settlement center here, the liquidity providers, another key aspect to this, and the billing and card issuers. So you can see we've got major partners already like Visa and MasterCard on board, and Airwallex is looking to connect the payer to the local clearing system, and through these mechanisms, they get the money to the end user using this platform. And so when it comes to Australia, just kind of moving back here, I wanted to bring this up. Okay, this is an older article from October of 2017. Ripple's blockchain network is now more than 100 strong. Remember, this was from several years ago now, 7 years ago, actually, to be precise. And if you look down here, this was the prediction, okay? Australia-based Airwallex will use RippleNet to process corporate payments at a highly competitive exchange rate with low transaction fees across the APAC region, through which 40% of cross-border payments are predicted to flow by 2025. So, guys, that is the prediction. Again, this is based on the fact that we do have to have the real-world utility, the real-world clarity for this to transpire, but it looks as though we are on track. I mean, the U.S. had been dragging their heels for a little bit, but I feel like, as the elections are approaching, we could see a change. I think maybe with a new administration, we might see a push forward. And even with, Kamala Harris, the same old, I think now there's too much pressure and to not do this. So, I mean, it sounds as though she's trying to distance herself from Gary Gensler. I mean, that's another topic, maybe. But anyway, this is what I've been noticing, and wanted to thank Mr. Man just for posting that. Now, when it comes to real-world utility, guys, there are other blockchains as well that are really pulling their weight, like VeChain. VeChain was highlighted in a recent journal. The article was called Blockchain 2030, Revolutionizing the Future of Digital Trust. So digital trust, things like supply chain management, that was VeChain's kind of entry application into the blockchain space. Here it says by 2030, blockchain's decentralized, transparent, and secure nature is set to revolutionize digital trust and reshape various sectors, including finance, supply chain management, healthcare, and governance. As businesses and government explore blockchain's potential, its applications are expanding beyond financial transactions to encompass identity verification, secure data sharing, and smart contracts, enhancing efficiency and reducing fraud. The future of blockchain promises increased interoperability between different blockchain networks, fostering a more connected and robust digital ecosystem. Advances in scalability and energy-efficient consensus mechanisms will address current limitations, making blockchain more accessible and sustainable. Additionally, the integration of blockchain with emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things will unlock new possibilities, driving innovation and creating unprecedented value. As blockchain technology matures, regulatory frameworks will evolve to balance innovation with about security, fostering trust among users and stakeholders. The widespread adoption of blockchain will democratize access to information, empower individuals with greater control over data, and facilitate seamless, transparent, and secure transactions on a global scale. And so blockchain 2030 heralds a new era of digital trust. I guess the aim, though, is to digitize everything within the next, 6 years. 5 years is coming up. 2025, guys, is not that far away. The integration, though, as you notice, they talked about the Internet of Things and interoperability. Well, here they say decentralized AI marketplaces like Ocean Protocol leverage blockchain to ensure data provenance and integrity. The Internet of Things sector has also benefited from blockchain's secure and transparent nature. Projects like IOTA and VeChain have been instrumental in developing blockchain-based solutions for supply chain management, ensuring the authenticity and traceability of products. So we have VeChain mentioned in this particular article here, looking towards 2030. And I think that is their goal, guys. The powers that be, they want everything to be digitized. They want everything to be rolled out by in the next 6 years, 5-6 years. And we have this opportunity now to be choosing the cryptocurrencies that we see as being useful in the coming years. These are the ones that are really going to thrive outside of a spec market. I mean, right now, VeChain is trading in and around 2 cents, just over 2 cents. And I feel like, has been in and around this same level of support for a while now. This is one of these particular cryptocurrencies that moves in a spec run, but also will move based on real world utility. That's just my assessment on the matter. I do, full transparency, I do have it as one of my legacy portfolio coins, but also it is one of the 18 cryptocurrencies that I have in the $15,000 plus portfolio that you can find over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. But anyway, wanted to thank Eisenreich here for pointing that out. Wrath of Kahneman noticing this too, guys. Longtime implementer Tata Consulting Services. Now remember, they are a Ripple partner. They just released new press for Quartz Gateway, in which Ripple is still a possible connection. So if you check this out here, we've got the Quartz Gateway document here, the PDF, which I will link in the description of the video for you guys. Here they talk about the need for integrating blockchain. All connecting systems or nodes such as integration is needed to not only enable a handshake of existing systems with the blockchain and enable coexistence of these systems with blockchain, but also to allow the ecosystem to interface with other blockchain networks as well as standard messaging networks to ensure interoperability and leverage of data standards. In the absence of such an approach, enterprises would need to deal with a significant challenge of rolling out services that leverage these technology systems. So again, this is from Tata Consulting here. And if you guys scroll down here, you can see a bit of a flow chart. Wrath of Kahneman has highlighted this. Part of this flow, guys, the Quartz Gateway integrates many blockchains. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, and Ethereum are all part of this. So you can see Ripple here is integrated. Some of the private permission blockchain platforms include Hyperledger Fabric, R3's Corda, Hyperledger Bisu, and Quorum. You can see it is a bit of a complicated mix here. We've got workflows, authorization engines, service orchestration. And what is the purpose, really? I mean, so many different blockchains are going to have many different applications for business users, for blockchain ecosystem administrators. The end user could be a retail user, it could be a company, it could be a government. And so, it's going to be important for, and this is the other thing too that I just thought of right now. Think of all the applications and think of the multifaceted applications. Like if you can do many different things on the XRP ledger, will those be interoperable with other types of applications? So, for example, can you perform a cross-border payment in association with another application that would include that cross-border payment? So, let's say you want to buy real estate, tokenized real estate in another country. Could you marry the cross-border payment application with the real estate, tokenizing the real estate on the XRP ledger, for example? And how would that transaction look like? Would it be two separate ones married together? Could they combine them? I'm sure, the devs are working around the clock thinking about how this is all going to look at the other end. And, it is still a process. So Wrath of Kahneman just commenting, if you're new to this, TCS is an Indian tech consulting firm, the second largest market cap out there. They provide this system for a number of financial institutions and banks. And guys, I do think it is telling that Ripple is still part of this platform. Remember, this document here was just released this year, 2024. So some great news there. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for pointing that out. And looky what we have here, guys. Courtesy of vet Stefan Thomas has just filed a patent, or did file a patent earlier this year, to use UNL consensus for scaling by established subnetworks. The XRP ledger also uses a UNL consensus, so this is proof of association. Guys, check this out. temporary consensus subnetwork in a distributed network for payment processing. You can see the applicant here is Ripple Luxembourg, and the inventors Stefan Thomas and none other than Bob Way. Robert D. Way is also part of this. And so the date of the patent was just earlier this year, January the 2nd, 2024. It looks as though this has been in the works, though, for a while. When I read the patent by Stefan and Ripple Luxembourg, I directly thought of sharding. Scaling the XRP ledger with sharding is, for me, a super interesting topic. So I do wonder what we're going to see come out of this. Matt Hamilton here saying, I keep coming back on the idea that the XRP ledger tech and its consensus mechanism would be an ideal component for scaling EVM L2s. Example on Arbitrum, we have a centralized, for now, sequencer whose entire job is just to order transactions. Sound familiar? I agree, says Vet. We had that conversation briefly in the last Spaces together. So are these two gentlemen, namely Stefan Thomas and Bob Way, looking to create a new subnet application on the XRP ledger? To create, individual pools, subsections to, perhaps make the XRP ledger function more efficiently? By partitioning the XRP ledger, it's probably for some kind of efficiency reason. And you can only assume once we do scale up, that load is going to be so large that this type of technology is going to need to exist. So for those of you guys who do not know what sharding is, sharding, a database shard or simply a shard is a horizontal partition of data in a database or search engine. Each shard is held on a separate database server instance to spread a load. Some data with a database remains present in all shards, but some appear only in a single shard. So again, for the tech-minded individuals, this is probably a lot more exciting than it seems. And yeah, I'm so interested to see what Stefan Thomas and Bob Way have brewing. Continual development on the XRP ledger, guys, just means that while there are a lot of entities committed to making the XRPL more efficient, think of the money that's being spent on this kind of thing. They need to make it liquid. It needs to be in high demand for those prices to rise. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.